Welcome back to the channel. Back in Newport, Rhode Island, looking at the cars from the Audrain Museum, the supercar exhibit at Audrain. Excuse me. So we've got the Vector W12, am I calling it W12? Vector W8, I'm sorry. Vector W8 and a Ford GT right here. This thing is wild. You see this thing in person, it's straight out of an 80s sci-fi movie. A little campy, but very cool. Awesome profile, love the profile. Has pretty wild windows, really racing style, old school racing style windows, as you can see there. You can't really fully open, I believe, other than that square area. The doors do come up Lamborghini style, as you'll see in a minute here. The wipers are interesting. Look at the windshield. Look at the angle of that windshield. It does have a sunroof. It has a nice spoiler in the back. They only made 17 of these cars before the company went belly up. There's the profile there. This car would do 242 miles an hour, allegedly. Only 3,300 pounds, 0 to 64.2 seconds. 6-liter twin-turbo V8. Here's the door. We'll take a look in the cabin here, in the cockpit. Very 90s with the leather. Man, this thing is just straight 80s sci-fi. Look at it. I can hear like the synth music playing, you know. And this one has some wear in the seats. You can tell it's been used. They actually look like Corvette C4 seats, like from the later model C4s, like the 1991 ZR1 around there. Vector W8 twin turbo. You see the badge. There's a fuel tank. Take another look inside. Look at that dash. Got a screen that was so futuristic back in the day. I mean, this car would have been great in the movie Blade Runner, although Blade Runner was 10 years before this came out, but still, would have fit right in that movie. And nothing looks like this car. This car is distinctly a Vector. When I went to the museum with my buddy, who's not really a car guy, he really didn't know what to think of this one. And I didn't really know what to think either. At first it was like, I don't know about the build quality. You know, we're surrounded by these mega, insane million-dollar supercars, multi-million-dollar supercars, and what is this thing? I mean, but it has a special, I mean, it's like nothing else. It's straight out of a comic book or a sci-fi movie. And it must be a bitch to drive. Look at that rear window. There's the Ford GT for comparison. There's the F40 that we looked at in the other video. Go check out the other video. Here is a poster. They have amazing posters in this museum and plaques. This was, I believe, from an advertisement from the car. You can see that screen lights up right there. Probably a dot matrix screen, I believe. Aerospace technology for the road. Here's a plaque. Unfortunately, the type is really small, but it tells you about the 6-liter engine, the top speed, how many were made. There's the black Enzo. Look at that. We're going to get to that soon, so stay tuned for that video. As you notice, the tires are updated Michelin Pilot tires. So the tires are not original. What do we have here? Ford GT with the EcoBoost V6. Breathtaking car in person, especially from the rear. I think the way this car looks from the rear and what they did with the wind tunnel and the design is incredible. The way the wind just cuts through the body. These have become very popular cars. I mean, all the Ford GTs have been since their inception. I know a lot of people were upset about the V6, but it's a very reliable motor, and it makes the power pretty easily with the turbos, and it's a great package. I mean, if you look at when Ford did this a few years ago, this is 2020. I believe this car came out in, 2017 or 18? Comment below if you know. You know, Ferrari, McLaren hadn't started doing 6-cylinders yet, but now Ferrari has the 296. McLaren has the Artua, which I know is an entry-level car, but still my point is supercars are coming with 6-cylinders now due to the emissions and all that nonsense. So we will see what happens in the future. So real quick, before we go here, this is a quick video today. What do you think of the Vector? What do you guys think? Has anyone seen one in person? Comment below. What do you think of the Vector after seeing the video? Would you rather have the Vector? Would you rather have the Ford GT, the F40, the Miura? And then there's a McLaren F1 over there. Most of us would probably say the McLaren F1. Wow, the F40 is clean. And then on the other side, we've got the Porsche Carrera GT 918 that we went over. So we've covered a few of the cars in here. We will cover all of them. There's one more shot of the Vector. Look at that. That's it for today, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.